Before the video starts, keep in mind that AI Git is available on my GitHub repo, also the links down below in the description. And also, if you can propose any name, please drop them in the comments. I would be really interested, how would you call this new type of Git thing? AI Git. And if you have any ideas or you want to try it by yourself, also run the repository or create a pull request. We can review it or propose any ideas. Just drop them in the comments. I am curious what you want, what you would like to see inside of the new type of AI Git. So let's get started with the video. Hey everybody! Because of the recent news about the Claude Code, this and that, I want to show you the test and comparison between two AIs, Gemini and Claude, because Claude probably will cost much more than Gemini costs now, and you can use Gemini CLI. That's what I'm going to compare. And because I'm working with the AI last 4 years very closely and building different things, I want to show you the approach that used in large companies and what they're actually using for building up products with the AI. So I'm quite experienced in that, and I want to show you the process which you can employ and use it for your own project. And for that reason, we're not going to build something very boring. I was thinking about, I don't know, building the new landing page for my next startup idea, but no, not these things. We're going to build Git. So I think it's much more interesting to build some kind of CLI tool, which is quite complex, and we try to build a Git from scratch in Rust using Claude and Gemini. An idea to show you the process. Please, by the way, subscribe, don't forget it, because I'm going to prepare much more new videos when I am showing and explaining how to use it properly. I'm going to show you the process, workflow which you can employ and use it. Let's get started. Everything begins with the folder, and here I do have a folder or a directory. It will be the same for Claude and Gemini. It will be exactly the same, and this directory, for this case, it contains the Gemini project. It contains the design, markdown, and the Git.g, and the Git.g is just a simple Git project. Basically, it contains CRC main, also it contains the cargo toml, and that's basically just a standard Rust project I created. But design.emd contains a description what I want AI to build. Let's see it. Here is the design document. Here I'm explaining that I'm building a version control system from scratch. You need to provide an intro, and inside of the intro you're just specifying the top details, what do you want. Then you need to provide the core objective, and core objective: develop a standalone high-performance version control system using Rust. This system must operate independently of Git. That's very important to specify, because you need to clearly say that it shouldn't be just using a Git command under the hood. Git or any third-party versioning binaries. The focus is on building a content-addressable storage system that is memory efficient and blazingly fast. So VSC must track text and binary files. Also, I want to track binary files. To me, it's crucial. Then in this structure, you explain the intro, the basics, then you explaining the core objective, what do you want, and then you explaining the details. To me, the details is required command suite. I want to have init, commit, history, revert, and status. I'm not going to build the web part. If this video, I don't know, hit 5k likes, I think it's not possible on my channel, but if it hits that, I will create the second part and I build only with AI, say the full online Git when you can communicate and share the files. But for now, I think that's more than enough to show the capabilities of this type of approach when you're using AI. And the last part, it's absolutely crucial, is very comfortable UX. It should be the gold. So basically, it should be the self-documenting CLI. Every command must support and help flag providing clear examples of usage, error handling. I don't want to see any errors, but everything should be clearly explained to me why it's happening, and visual feedback. Let's see if it can use colors, some alignment, so just nice output from CLI. That would be wonderful. And also, I really like to specify the golden rule. When AI trick, and sometimes it's stuck and it's really hard for AI sometimes to define what it should do. The golden rule. The golden rule: if a user user knows how to use Git, they should feel at home. If they are never used version control, they should still be able to figure it out in 5 minutes. That's basically the whole file which is explaining the design. What we need: intro, core objective, then we're specifying the detail after the core objective, and details just pinpointing the most important part of your system. Also, you can see the most important is commands. What does it mean fast? The technical specifications. Then the last part is the user experience, which is UI UX, also very important in this case. What next we need to do? We need to run the Gemini. Here we go. We do have a Gemini. Then you need to run init command. We need to initialize the whole project. During the init command, the Gemini just researched your project structure and create a description of what you have. And now you can see that I'm activating a superpower, and now I'm activating a skill brainstorming. And superpower is very, very important in our video, and also it's quite important if you're using AI to build something crucial or important, because superpowers, you can see this Git repository. It's an agentic skills framework, software development methodology that works. You can install this repository. If you scroll down, you can install it with Claude, or you can install it with Gemini. OpenAI Codex also supports that. The biggest problem for AI is to working not in the steps, but trying to build everything at once. And this is very, very difficult. But when you splitting the task to the smaller pieces, the same how it works with the people, right? We can't do anything so huge. We need to split the task in small parts, and then we can build a very efficient and nice things. Okay, now it's ready to write a Gemini Markdown file. And we are also ready to allow it for this session. Here we go. We do have a generated Gemini. And now we are ready for the next step. To use the superpowers, we need to use slash and then superpowers and click writing plans. And we're asking superpowers writing a plan for us, basically the plan of the execution to building this Git. But you can see that superpowers notified us that we are using it wrong. And it's absolutely right, because I forgot to run brainstorm on top of a design, because we do have a design and we need to run a brainstorm. And then it will be easy to create a plan. Let's run a brainstorm. Well, let's see. I am encountered with this the first time. Want to try this. Let's try to see that in browser. Let's go. Let's see what it builds for us. If the Git is already initialized in this folder, I would prefer to run without error, just idempotent silent success, because it's already initialized. We don't need to do that. Let's go with this. In Claude Code, with the superpowers, we also need to do a couple of decisions. For example, I answering the questions in a row, like how do I want to use the commits? How do I want to use the revert command? And it's basically pushing the questions during the brainstorm and asking you how do you want it, and in the end, let's say you can select it or you can go with the recommendations. And what I noticed inside of the Gemini, it wasn't any type of recommendations. Gemini unbiased, just asking me questions, and I need to and it's up to me to decide, so it's my call. But here it's just like a bit pushing me to go with some of these decisions. Let's see, with some of them I'm not agreed, but with this one I'm going to agree. Let's go with the A. Oh, look at the cat. I think you already seen him in a couple of my videos, or maybe in one video. But during the working hours or when I'm doing something, he's sitting here together with me all the time. And when I'm working, he is sometimes sitting near the keyboard, or sometimes he's doing all of this. Very cute stuff. He's a very, very good cat. And it seems we are ready to start writing implementation plan. On this stage, we can open the specifications. It should be here. And we have implementation plan. What we can do, we can open it and learn more how it's going to implement it. Basically, the whole description here, the use, the create dir, all fine, all fine. And also it will tick these checkboxes in Markdown. We can call it like checkboxes to implement the plan. Let's agree. Now it's created an additional plan, how it's going to implement and test it. And it asks us to run AI inline execution or soup-driven. And then soup-driven, it's basically run every task with the small agents, and each agent is fresh. Let's go with the first one. I'm not going to show you the whole process, but basically I will go through all of the steps, just running the commands, agreeing and making decisions. I will show you the final results very soon, but I think you get the idea. And also worth to show you, sometimes it's asking a questions to you to decide running the web browser. So in this case, it's asking the web browser how I want to use commit command, for example, how I need to run the files and stage. And let's do the same how Git does it. I will select this, so it's selected, that's it. And when I return to terminal, I will tell it like I decided go with A. I think it's also recognized that I selected A. And it continue implementing. Yeah, but for $20, that would be a fairy tale if everything would be really nice with Gemini. But see, there is this type of error that I encountered a lot of times. I tried to fix the one small issue and I'm requesting that one more time. Let's see if it works or not. It's thinking, and again, you see, there is an error. Attempting to read files from error.txt. And the cloud servers from Gemini, not the cloud, but Google Cloud Service, returned 400. So basically that's an error and I don't know how to resolve it. Also, you can check why it happens, just showing some response from the web server. But yeah, to me it says almost nothing. Let's see, it's for a couple of hours like this, and I don't know when they fix that, or maybe I need to restart it. I already restarted the Gemini CLI, but it doesn't work at all. Okay, let's see one more time. I just updated the whole CLI. It works now. Yeah, sometimes it requires you to update the CLI, but now it seems everything works. Claude and Gemini, both of them are finished implementation of MVP for the Git from scratch in Rust, but right in the end of the implementation, Claude returned me the error. So the similar error I received in Gemini, maybe not very similar because that was a 400 and now it's a 500 something internal server error on the Claude, but it doesn't matter because implementation is finished. Also the Gemini here, I encountered two main issues with the Gemini build. One of them related to the revert. Revert didn't work properly, but now it works. It fixed the issue. The Gemini found a couple of bugs and fixed them. And it seems that CLI works fine. And with the Claude, I had 0 issues. Basically, now it works pretty smooth. We can test it with our test project. And here, the simple test project. This is a directory. You can see that it contains one markdown file, one mp3 file, especially with the spaces, and subdirectory. Let's see what is inside. And inside also there is a installation of the tortoise SVN, also the binary, and the text file, just a simple poem. That's what I want to check how it works. Also, I built both of the Git, our Git, let's say AI Git. I built both of them and put them in the binary directory, so both of them now is available right here. The Git G is Gemini, Git Gemini, also here you can see that, and Git C, this is Git built by Claude. C means Claude. That's it. And now we're going to test it. I want to start with the Gemini. So now there is nothing you can see. There is no more files here. I mean, no hidden directories. So we're going to do git g init. Here we go, initialized empty git g repository. And you can see there is a directory here. So inside of this directory, there is a head and object. Clear. Now let's check the status. Here we go. The status is very similar to Git. You see the untracked files and we have to add them. It's very flexible. We have to do the git g add. So let's do git g add and let's add this file. Also quite interesting, can we do this thing? Status, oops, git g. Okay. Here we go, we have 3 new files, sorry, and one file we also need to add. So let's do this, add, so git g, status, all of them is ready, they're in stage, status, then let's commit, message init. Here we go, we just initialized our first repository, so we can run now the command history. Here we go, and there is our first commit here, init. Let's change the file. Save it. Here we go, we have one file modified. What happens if I change it back, I need to run nvim. And now let's remove this line and we need to check status. Here we go. No changes detected. Good. And git status. Here we go. What if we add a new file, and save it? Here you go. We do have a new file, so it should be detected now. Here you go. It detected. We have untracked files and a modified file. So it's very similar to Git. Let's add it file 2. And please remember, here you go. We have modified a new file. They are moved to the stage. We can commit them. That's it. And one more time, git g history. And let's try with this. So we can filter how many elements we want to see. For now, it's just one because we have only 2 elements in history. Here we go, only 2 elements. And if you do the cut, yes, and we do have 2 files. Okay, now let's do the revert. So again, get g status. No files. Good. History. Here we go. And let's revert to this, to the first initial commit. So revert, specify, done. So if I cut file 1, I don't want to see the second line. There is no second line. And what if I cut the file 2? It's not present in directory. We do have only 1 file. So it seems it works. The basic Git, I don't see any issues. It works perfectly fine. And let's continue with the Claude-based, Claude-built Git. So let's remove this directory. And we do have this Claude. It works a bit differently, but you will see. Now let's run its init command. So it's initialized. Let's see how does it look like inside. And it has much more head, config, index. Okay, let's see the status. And it automatically detects all of the files, so I don't need to move them in a stage environment. It's not very flexible, but it works. You see, it detected files. Just let me know what you prefer, the first approach or the second one when it's just automatically detected. I think it's not very flexible, but I really like the UI. I think it's much more readable than Git. Let's do the first commit. Init. Oops. Yes, we need to specify the name. Let's specify the name even. Here we go. And let's commit like init. Done. Git C history. Yeah, and it's very nice history. And just curious, so it should be inside of this file, inside of the config. Let's see. Yeah, it's a file, so it should be config. Yes, key value store. But nice, it's a simple text file and it works. Let's change the file first of all. This. Let's change the file. New line. Save it. And git c must do detected. So status is detected. Revert. Reverted. And git c status. Again. Working tree clean. Nice. New line. Save it. And let's create a file too. New file. Save it. And git c status. Here we go. We have one added file and one modified. Seems really good. Let's commit. Here we go. Git c status. Working tree clean. So we do have new file, clear everything. And now let's try to do the revert. If you check file 1, hello, new line, all good. And now I don't want to see the new line when I revert it. Also the issue here, I need to use a limit. There is no the short way to do that. So limit works perfectly, it just shows the last line. And let's do the revert and use the revert first commit, revert. 2 files restored, 1 file removed. Yes, it's removed the file 2.md. Let's see what is inside of the file 1. So just hello. Nice. And maybe I forgot to do that for Gemini build system, but let's try to revert in the future. I mean, not in the future, but in the last commit. Let's see how it works. So git c history. Okay, it's cleaning up the whole history. So I can't move up front. It just disappeared. What does it disappear? Let's just try to break it. Let's try to move. I want to move basically the whole history to this commit. And let's see what happens. If it's still stored, but it's not shown in the history, then yeah, it will be interesting case. Reverted, so it just not showed in the history. Maybe we have to fix it, but in general it works. So let's see. Yeah, there is a file 2. So let's check file 1, cut file 2. Yeah, it works. So basically, these two very simple, I agree with you, that's very simple Git, but they both built completely only by AI. One with Gemini, one is with Claude. Let me know what you think about that. Let's breathe for a moment. I built this AI tool with a plain text. I used 0 line of code. I mean, I haven't written even 1 line of code. Everything what I tell AI, it was a plain text. So if you're not programmer at all, it seems feasible and possible for you to build such complex software like a Git. Even this simplified version, it took for me like 2 days to build it. And I will really appreciate if you drop the like button and subscribe for more videos like this if you're interested in. It wasn't true that I've been sitting there all 2 days straight, but the AI been working for 2 days straight, and sometimes the questions pop up, sometimes are you allow me to run this command or that command, and I just clicking that, but it was in 2 different tabs. I just using the Gemini and Claude, and it was like 2 full days basically for AI to build this type of software. And maybe I've been quite enjoying building it in NeoVim and Rust by myself, but definitely it will take much longer than 2 days, but I will be enjoying. And here the AI built it only in 2 days and tested also by itself. If you want to add something more for this Git, or you want me to review the code, because to me it was like a black box. I didn't check even a single line of code inside of the projects. I just communicated with AI only with the plain text. So completely black box. If you want to review it, just drop that in the comments. Tell me that you want to review it. You review the code. And also remember that repositories down below in description. And you can review code by yourself, or we can do that together in video. So thank you very much. And again, please press the like button and subscribe. See you next time.